Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Timsy Naked Tarot's night 5 of my Yuletide series. Don't worry, there's only about 7 more to go. Okay then, so it is the 24th of December. I'm actually videoing on the same time as we're going to go into, well, it is the 5th day of Yule, so it'll be the 5th night of Yule coming up. It should be posted roughly about the same time as all my others, but I am leaving it right up to the last minute. Hopefully, by the time I finish recording this and uploading it, it will be that time of night over in the easternmost part of Scandinavia for sunset. Fingers crossed. Anyway, shall we get on with it? Yes, Yuletide. It's a Norwegian, well, not Norwegian, it's a Scandinavian tradition of basically thanking the gods of the time for the end of the long nights and the beginnings of the new shorter nights and longer days. Basically, it's the celebration around the winter solstice. Okay, and it can last anywhere between 3 to 12 days, as I've told you before in previous videos. But if you haven't watched those videos, should be linked in the description for them for you to follow back if you want to catch up with the series so far. Basically, it revolves around that winter solstice, okay, because that would be the night when Odin is going out collecting the souls of the people who have fallen throughout the year. Okay, so we're on to night 5. Night 5 doesn't have any special name. It's not a wild hunt. It's not Mother's Night or anything like that. Just the same as 3, 4, and, well, 5 don't have, and I'm pretty sure the rest of them don't. But we set light to a Yule log at the beginning of Yuletide, and that should be burning for the 12 days and nights, hopefully. The 4th night, though, is... Nope, the 5th night, sorry. If the 4th night, I should say, was all about making new communities, making new friends, and the like. Night 5 is all about maintaining the ones you have already done. Yeah, so your existing communal group, your existing friend group you have is what we are sort of remembering tonight. It's all about family and friends, cooperation with them, remembering to be a good guest and remembering to be a good host if you are hosting. And a lot of you will be. A lot of you will be guesting tonight and hosting tonight because, as I said, it's Christmas Eve. So people will be going to see their families, possibly staying over. Yeah, tempers getting a little bit frayed by the end of Christmas Day, which is tomorrow. Boxing Day's all coming around far too soon, and it'll be like, glad to get home. Well, others of you might have better family lives than that. But okay. So, I like saying okay today, don't I? Yeah, hospitality. It's a time to remember hospitality, being hospitable to other people, being friendly to them, okay? Not being nasty and mean for no reason, okay? Well, hell, what could I suggest? Go out today or Boxing Day, yeah, with a flask of hot water or hot chocolate, because everyone likes hot chocolate. Go and find someone who hasn't got a family, hasn't got a home, and just give them a hot drink and a chat. Most of them would much appreciate it. We also should be looking back on the 5th month of the year. So we should be looking back on Merry Moon. Okay, now I don't believe Merry Moon is what the Norse used to call it. It's more likely what modern day Wiccans call it, but it's the month of May. So think back on the month of May, things what happened in your life, trials, tribulations, and the like which you had, things you learned from it, things you can implement and pass on to your own community now. Okay, and then let's look forward to the coming month of May, where the maypole dance, where traditionally the origins of it would have been bringing in a tree or a pole from the woods, erecting it, dancing around it, paying homage. I know that some of you might get put out by this because you're Christians and the like, but paying homage to those pagan gods, Freyes and Freya. Okay, and it was kind of symbolically bringing in the wild, the fertility of the woodlands and the wild countryside to the inner town, the community as a whole, and hopefully making the community fertile and growing well as well. So there we go. It's a little short one today. They should be getting shorter and shorter as we go through, but no doubt I will somehow manage to make them string out. I might look into some gardening websites and find out what sort of things you should be planting in which months for tomorrow's one. Because I haven't got much of the way of planting in this one. So there you go. Yeah, I'll just put you on pause while I get the read sorted out. We are going to do a little read on what this coming May may be bringing us. I'm going to say maybe bringing us from now on, because the further you divine out, the more loose it is. Okay. Yes, the universe has this big grand plan, but unfortunately for the universe, it has a whole host of humans all trying to convey and get their plan sorted as well. And at some point we were given the right to have free will, and we use it all the time. Okay, so thank you very much for watching as well, and Happy New Year's Eve to you all. No, Christmas Eve. Right, put you on pause. Okay, here we are, as we have been for the last 4 videos of here. Sorry about the whole New Year's Eve. I hope I haven't been saying New Year's Eve all the way through that video. But, yeah, Christmas Eve. Yeah, we will bring 4 runes out of here. One will be representing, hopefully, your month. Kind of a little bit of a personal one for your month. Oh, there's the next 2. Oh, we'll have that one showing. One will be bringing us the energies of love. It's the horse again. One will be bringing us energies of, and trust me, I'm not just putting them on the top. I give them a good shake up. I roll them around. I do all sorts of things with them. I'm pretty sure if I didn't put that back in there, somehow it would come out. Okay, that's how often that one's come out. And I know it's that one because it's the only one out of all the runes I made which broke. Yeah, so this one should be love, this one should be wealth, this one should be like what's going on in the world around. Okay, and this one should be your little mini world. Okay, I may pause the video from time to time just to refresh myself on the runes. I'm already thinking what the hell is that, but that might be just because I'm looking at it upside down. Okay, because I'm pretty sure that's not the right way up. The cards have already been pre-shuffled and it's already dropping the first lot out. Okay, 4 cards. 4 cards and a crossing card. Okay, excellent. So, we don't even know what the rune is yet. No, I have to close them up a little bit more. Right, okay. And I might as well pop the crossing card straight there as well. Okay, so should we have a look at the first rune? So, I can't remember the name of it, but that is the thorn, okay, or the thorn bush. It's in reverse. It should be the other way up. So, it's representing... perhaps plan your journeys extra well. Imagine that you have to go into a thorn bush to get a football out or something. You're not just going to dive straight in. Well, not unless you're a kid. Anyway, you're going to have a look around and see the best way to reach in there to not get caught up in the thorns. And it could be any thorn bush, if you will. So there is a path for you to take, but it's not the safest of paths, and you have to pick your way through it, and you have to be careful. So May is a month where you're going to have to be looking at a situation or situations from all different angles. Okay, and just to make sure that you don't get caught up in the bushes. Pretty much is that. With the cards that have come out, we have communication and forward movement. As I said, there is a path for you to follow. This is the forward movement. If you remember, if you have watched my previous videos, definitely April and March were definitely blocked months. There were months with not much in the way of forward movement. But especially in the wealth department, the universe was taking out the block last month, which means there should be a flow of energy coming through. And this flow of energy will affect you in every walk of life. It doesn't matter if it is coming from the wealth part of life, it will affect you everywhere within life. Okay, so there is forward movement with this 8 of Wands, and it can also be a card of communication. So you may be getting communication from people and places you weren't expecting. On a work front, if you're in a job and everything is just going to be your normal mundane carry on working, you're not going to be learning anything new. It's not going to be overly taxing or anything. For some of you, it could be a case that you might be losing your job, which frees you up for other jobs. And with the victory coming out after that, with the Six of Wands, that could be a case that you're actually happy that you lost your job. If you walk out on a job, you can't claim any form of benefits, especially over in this country. But if you get fired, you can. Okay, with the Two of Pentacles, there is a juggling going on. There is the normal old energy into new energy juggling going on with this. And the world is crossing it. It's new starts. It is kind of a new start. We are celebrating May Day, after all, which is all about the fertility of the world. Yeah, and encouraging and paying homage to the gods that look after that fertility, or in modern society, God. Okay, yes, it's classed as a pagan ritual, pagan festival still. But as I said, I think in the very first video, all what the word pagan and heathen actually boil down to is it's not Christian. Okay? So there will be new starts for you with this job. Yeah, if you're losing your job, that's opening a new start for a new job. There we go. The World card driving it, and the Victory card. The likelihood is you're literally going to fall out of one job into the other. With this communication, that communication could be about anything. It could be about a loved one coming over from New Zealand for a holiday to just be with you, or it could be about a new love coming in. It could be the communication about the fact that you're getting fired and finding a new job, all out of nowhere. Or possibly you might quit, okay, with that Eight of Pentacles in reverse. But you may be quitting because you've been offered a new job somewhere else. And then there's your victory, okay? And so all in all, by and large, a hell of a lot better than the last couple of months. Well, I say the last couple of months. Hell of a lot better than April and March. Right, so let's have a look at the love for you all. Oh, I never did tell you that rune. Let me just dig that rune up and I will find it. I'll find out what it's called quickly. Okay, right, just had a look in my book. It is Furisha, okay, the fawn. It is also a representation of Thor, as in Thursday, and Thor, as in the god of Thursday. God of Thursday, that is Thursday, isn't it? But anyway, yes. This one, for you in love, is Sowilo. And that is sun, basically. And pretty much like the sun card out of the tarot deck, it is about illumination. It is about good light energies, good health, success, and basically having the darkness removed. Okay, the sun dispels the darkness of night, and the days are getting longer. It is actually just after the spring equinox, so from having an equal day and night, we are now getting longer days to shorter nights. In the northern hemisphere, those in the south, it's the opposite. Just remember that, okay? So if you in a love situation, if you are in a relationship or anything, and there has been any blockages for any reason, which, as I said, if you watched the last videos, then you will realize there were some blockages and things for some of you. You'll be able to see them. There will be no place to hide the lies or deception anymore. Everything is being brightly illuminated by the sun. The sun is also the giver of life as well. So if you thought that you're on your last legs on this relationship, there could be an injection of life into it for you. Let's see what the tarot was spitting out at us. We got strength. We got the Seven of Pentacles, which is divine timing. We have got the Queen of Cups, which is communication about love. We have got the Ace of Pentacles as well. So I will go through all them first, and then we will see what the crossing card is. Okay, so we're coming off a bad month for people in love, for people who are single, for people who are couples. It's going to be a turbulent month on April. May you built the strength up. This isn't a case of building it up. You've built the strength up over the time, okay? Because that's the divine timing card. And it's now getting to the point where it's crunch time. Do I bother harvesting this in, or do I just leave it and walk? Yeah, I've got the strength, but I can use that strength to start a new relationship and walk away from the old one if it is not working. With the Queen of Cups coming out, there is an empathy for the other side being felt from this. So you will be feeling what the other person has been going through, with the sun lighting everything up, showing you, because some of these blockages may be just like ways of thinking that you are too good for them, thus you will break up with them and go off somewhere else to find someone better. Yeah, a little bit like the whole league thing. And as I tell quite often, whenever I'm having a discussion about this with anyone, I quite often say, you do know the chances are, you're sitting there looking at some person thinking, oh my God, they're well out of my league, they're Premiership like material, and I'm like Championship material. The chances are they're thinking exactly the same thing. Yeah. When you meet someone, I'm going to be a little bit scientific here. It actually just boils down to a chemical reaction in your brain. Yeah. They smell good to you. That is pretty much what it is. And your brain takes over. Yeah. All the synapses fire off, and your pupils dilate, your other senses get enhanced, and you feel that fluttering sensation in your stomach. And we call it love. Okay, but it's just a chemical reaction in the brain. Not overly different to taking certain drugs, but this is all about communication of love. The sun revealing all the blockages, revealing that people don't have any place to hide anymore, will not so much force them, but allow them and make them feel comfortable with expressing how they feel. For some of you, this won't be I love you. It might be I love someone else. Okay. With this page, with this Ace of Pentacles at the end, again, it's new starts. This month is turning into a month of new starts for you. You had the World up here. You've got an Ace of Pentacles here. But the Ace of Pentacles is small new starts rolling into bigger, better new starts. I tried to make a new word there by blending bigger and better at the same time. And I'm going to be quite literal here. The universe is being quite literal with me. For some of you, you may be getting a proposal in May. Okay. Crossing this is the Ace of Swords. Well, this will be the sun revealing all the truths, leaving nowhere else to hide. So people are going to be coming forth and having a clarifying new start, telling you the truth of things, or you will feel that you can tell the truth to someone else. Okay, with the Ace of Swords there. Some of you will just be having an aha moment and realizing that, well, maybe with that Seven of Pentacles, it's just time to call it a day. Okay. So we've had this one before. Although it was upright last time we had it out. And it is, actually, I'm not sure we did have it before. But anyway, it's Wound You. Maybe it was just because I was like having a little read up on my books and actually trying to get myself a little bit more up to par on my runes for the rest of these reads. So Rune You is all about joy and pleasure and hope, okay, for your wealth situation. When I say your wealth situation, I mean like your finances, and your job and all that. And as we've already seen up here, some of you may be in the throes of changing jobs. Well, there you go, there's the shovel. I'll put that way. Okay, and let's just take these next cards off and just whack them out, and then I don't really have to worry about putting them all out individually. They're already out. So yeah, joy, pleasure, harmony, happy relationships, well-being, successful, bliss. Things are going well financially for you, I would say, with your wealth and the like. Things like the law of attraction will work. And that's basically a fancy way of saying manifestation. Okay, things you're manifesting for, things you want to bring into reality, you will be able to bring into a reality with this, although it is in reverse. And the reason I just told you all that was because for some of you it's like that, for others of you it is in reverse. I do feel that shouldn't be in reverse. That was the one what flipped up and stayed upright as I was pulling them out, and it did sort of, it wasn't straight there, it was on the hook when I first pulled it out, and I put it that way. In a reverse, it is signifying unhappy times for you, and for some of you this is spilling straight off of last month. Okay, and I vaguely remember saying, I know it's only just over a day ago since I've done it, but I do wash all these out of my head. I do get rid of the energy, so I'm not getting caught up with them in future reads and things that I do for other people or other videos for YouTube. So I do try to get my best to get them out of my head. But I do vaguely remember saying something about the stock markets being very up and down. And this is why this is a split energy for you. This is why actually it's upright for some and reverse for others. Because some of you actually made good money on those stock market trades, and others of you lost out big time. Okay. In turn, these unhappy times and things are going to be due to the unexpected problems, due to you not getting out of that too early enough. Maybe you and ah over this message, and by the time you decide to jack it in at your job, the other job has gone, which means that victory isn't for you. But I won't worry. Overall, it is saying you're being victorious in this month. So even if the original job won't be there by the end of the month, something would have replaced it. Okay. You could be working and the new job is creating stress for you because you're having to learn a lot of new stuff and the like. Okay, and it could be making you anxious as well. So that was that one. And oh no, don't do that one yet. Let's do the cards, shall we? So we got the Death in reverse, which is kind of like exactly the same as Death upright, except for it's more of the negative energies. Okay, so instead of something dying and something new taking its place, which is still going to happen, and you feeling happy and joyful about it, there's going to be anger, there's going to be anguish, there's going to be all those bad negative energies coming through with you on the wealth front this month. I feel that some of you may just be overspending with the Five of Swords there, and it's a kind of like a false victory, is self-sabotagement. You may be thinking you're getting more money off some sort of bonus. Oh, and bear in mind, this is the first month after the new tax year in our country. I don't know about when your new tax year happens in America or places like that. But in country, April is our new tax year. And this will be the first month you're actually dealing with your new tax code and the like. Maybe you haven't got the pay rise you wanted. Maybe you didn't get the bonus you were thinking. Maybe you were a bit late on a deadline date and you've just been stung £4,500 for missing your target. Okay, so it's going to be those sort of things. Whatever it is you at fault for it though. You can't be pinning it on someone else. You can't be saying, oh yeah, I'm $4,500 down because there was a rail strike. Okay, it's your fault. The people going on strike, they give us all plenty of time. They tell us well in advance. If you take no notice of that and then you try to get your parcels delivered by rail and they can't, then that's on you. Okay, so you will be feeling angry, and this anger and frustration will be at yourself more than aimed at anyone else as well. But again, new starts, okay? There will be new opportunities opening up. They will be requiring risk. No, it could have been it could have been the Ace of Cups there. It could have been the Four of Wands, which both indicate new starts, but it's not. It's the Fool. The Fool's telling me it's going to be risks. You may have to take a few risks in your financial life, but we take risks in financial life every day, don't we? We drive along and we're down to a quarter of a tank of petrol, and you drive past a petrol station and you go, God, geez, £1.71 a litre, which is actually quite good at the moment. at the time of filming. Don't know what it's going to be like by the time someone watches this in 4 months' time. But you drive along and you think, well, okay, I'll tell you what, that's been coming down for the last couple of days. I'll wait. I will get it on the way out in the morning, or maybe tomorrow when I come back from work. Yeah, and it might go up, and that's the risk you're taking. I don't mean you're going to be taking life-changing risks where you put on your life savings on something. I would never recommend doing that ever. But that is because I'm a little bit for penniless myself, and I tend to save when I have money just for the hell of saving it. I don't save it for any reason. It's just nice to have it in the bank. With the Three of Wands, you are actually looking for new things coming off this Fool card. After you take your leap of faith, you are going to be exploring your horizons, so to speak, looking for new options, looking for new direction to go in. As I said, we already know that this is the Horse. It is in reverse. Again, I will give you warnings about travel, okay, in this month. I've already mentioned it there. There may be some rail strikes. I'm giving you more notice than they do, okay? But there may be some rail strikes. There could be things like that, perhaps, talking about the whole fuel thing, perhaps there might be a fuel shortage and the airport you have opted to go on your early summer holidays from is actually got no fuel to fuel the jets, so they're cutting back on all the flights. You may laugh at me. Apparently, Orlando Airport, possibly in America, definitely one of the airports in Florida, had this problem about a week or so ago. Okay, and then it just got even exaggerated even more by the fact that they've now got a load of bad weather coming in, so they're finding it even harder to get the fuel to that airport. So yeah, and the Horse as well, it's like the second most important animal in the Viking world. I said this before. I said this in I think the last 2 videos actually. This rune has come out either in reverse or the right way up, because it gives you transport, but you can sell it as well. It gives you a little bit of portable wealth, a little bit like the oxen does, which is Feyu. It's the first rune of the whole lot. Well, not the oxen, the cattle. Yeah, the domesticated ox or the domesticated cow. So there it's the portable transport. So not portable transport, portable currency, because you can sell it. You can ride it to wherever you're going, and then you can sell it to start up whatever you want. And so horses were quite a big deal, and obviously they used to ride them into war as well. They are quite a big deal for the Vikings during that time. During this time, well, they can be just as big a deal. Then people literally make savings and lose savings on horses with gambling and the like. There's whole financial systems built around horses, again, with the gambling side of things, as well as the actual racing of them. And you get these people who are animal rights activists and things who want to stop horse riding, or at least the jumping part of horse riding. If they did, it would have a huge knock-on effect. They don't realise this sometimes. They think they're just saving a load of horses, but they won't. These horses will just be killed off by their owners, or probably 98% of them would, because, well, if I can't race them and make money of them, what's the point of having them? I might as well just send them straight to the glue factory now. Yeah? So they won't be saving so many animals as they think they will to start with, and then consequently there will be lots of people out of a job as well. We won't go into the finer details of that one. Okay, so did I do the crossing card on that? I don't think I did. The crossing card on that, I did just look to check that I hadn't already pre-shuffled these for this particular one, was the Three of Cups, okay, which is communication, first and foremost, social networking and the things. Perhaps this is how to get you out of this bad mood. Talk to other people, get advice from them. Okay. It is also rejoicing. For some of you, you will be rejoicing in the gambles you took the month before paying off. I'm going to take these 2 off the floor to start with, which is the King of Cups and the Six of Swords. We've already got the Six of Wands out. We got the Wheel of Time in reverse, and we have got the Knight of Pentacles. I have actually got a fifth card to go in this little sequence, so we'll do that. I'll just move these over here. So this is the energies of the world on a whole, like the government type energies, what might be going on and all that. So there will be indecision within this government, and there will be problems with transport and the like. Okay, there you go. And we'll just quickly throw the crossing card there. You can't quite see it. Oh, I've made too much room there. Never mind. Right, so we'll throw the crossing card there. Okay, I'm just going to take a quick drink for a second, so I'm just going to put you on pause again. So yes, right, okay. So the King of Cups within this little rune read here would be an indecision, and not sure of the loyalties of the people they're with. Okay, because that's what this rune also means in reverse. You see, it's like some of this travel thing. You're not sure which way someone's going to go on the motorway or at the roundabout or the intersection. They're not signalling right. Yeah, they're sitting there. They're in a lane where they could be going left, straight over, or right, and they're not telling you where they're going to go, and you're not sure if you should overtake them or not, or just sit behind them. So that's kind of like what's going on, but that's more on a world level. So I'm going to sort of say it's like then you're not sure of the loyalties of, or the people won't be sure of the loyalties around them. Okay, and they're a little bit indecisive. Do I commit and then not have the backing of the person I thought I had the backing of, and so on. But as the month goes on, this chaos, which again a lot of it will be spilling over from April, will start to settle down, and we will have a little bit of a calm spell. The Wheel of Fortune, well, the Wheel of Fortune never actually does stop going round, but it may go round on a lull for a little while. It will seem like nothing's happening, and it's just like a dead spot. It's like miss a turn on the Wheel of Fortune, okay? You've got bankrupt and you've got a million, and on there as well you have miss a turn. So it's a kind of like a miss a turn energy there. The universe is literally taking a breather. It's not pushing, it's gathering its thoughts, it's reassessing everything after we've made our own free will decisions. With the Knight of Pentacles coming out, there will be certainties throughout this month within the world. You can look at certain things and go, well, that's definitely going to happen, but it will be delayed on happening. Okay, so for example, I can't say the fishing season because that does stop on a certain date, but there will be certain things where you know there's a certain thing what's going to happen. Perhaps your birthday is on here, or I know this is more of a personal level, but it's for an example. So perhaps there's a birthday on there and you can't actually get the time off work for that day, so you have it 3 days after on the weekend. Okay, and it's kind of delayed. You were certain you were going to have a birthday. That was guaranteed, but it was delayed, and that's what this card is all about. The certainties of this month, the things that always happen like clockwork in the month of May, are going to be a little bit delayed, a little bit behind schedule. This will cause a little bit of burdens for people, but these burdens are coming to the end as well during this month as well. So any burdens you may be carrying are coming to an end. And although you're carrying burdens, these burdens are normally somehow linked to good things. You wouldn't normally start carrying a burden for something bad. Yeah? So, yes, okay, sometimes you can be. Sometimes you're forced to carry burdens as well. Sometimes you're a pack mule for people. But other times, you've taken on. He's gone out into the woods and he's gathered sticks to make a new fence for the community. Because this is all about community this month, don't forget. So, maintaining community, actually, I think I said. And he is now maintaining the communal fence around the communal park where we have communal May dancing. Yeah, around the maypole. Hell, one of those sticks may be the maypole. So he's coming back and he's getting paid for it. Or at the very least, he's making something positive out of his burdens, which he is carrying back to the village. With the Four of Cups crossing this is just a reflection on this Wheel of Fortune on reverse. There will be a lot of stagnancy within the month. A along with this, things which are meant to happen are getting delayed. You're going to be sitting there twiddling your thumbs going, oh, when's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? Okay, perhaps it's going to be some groundbreaking new rocket launch to take the first manned mission to Mars. Okay, I know it's way out there again, and there probably would have been a crap load of information about that out in the media already. But let's just say, for example, it's guaranteed. They say May is the only month we can do it. If we leave it any longer than May, then the Mars will be out of reach and it will take too long, blah, blah, blah. We won't have enough fuel on the ship to do it, so it has to be done in May. And they earmark the 1st of May, and you're up to the 12th of May, and it still hasn't happened. Okay, there is dreaming going on with this 4 of Cups as well, and there is boredom. Boredom of waiting around, waiting for these things to happen, and dreaming of what could have been. Okay, a little bit of if I coulda, shoulda. So that is your month of May, and I managed to keep this one. I think this is the quickest one I've done so far. Fantastic. So you don't have to be bored anymore. And for those of you who just use my voice to have a little giggle at, fantastic. And the rest of you who use my voice to fall asleep to, you're probably asleep by now. So good night. Sleep well. For everyone else, hopefully this resonated for you. If it did, fantastic. Well, actually, hopefully it didn't resonate for you, because we're not there yet. But hopefully some of it will resonate for you. And I've given you a little bit of a heads up on the way to go. Hopefully catch you all soon. I'm now going to go on to do some of my ordinary signed reads. So if you've been waiting around for ages for that, I'm sorry. It's Christmas. It's a busy time of year. What can I say? It's Yuletide. So happy Yuletide, everyone, and Skål.